how I'm dealing with consistent sadness. Yes, you heard it correctly. Motivational, inspirational me is battling consistent sadness. And who wouldn't if they are separated from a partner? I miss my partner. And I'm not going to go through it all in this video. I went through it already, and I don't want to bring back all those feelings. I did that video to get it off my chest. I find that after I did that video the other day, when I started the video for myself, I find that after I did that video, I felt a lot better, and I have not cried for a couple of days now since I've done that video, so which is very, very good. So then I was thinking, maybe a lot of people out there that are going through the same thing as me, or they're just going through something that has them really, really sad. What would you tell them? You know me, I always try to use my experiences to help you. So I'll tell you what I am doing right now. What I will do, so let's start from the morning time. I'll give you like a typical day so you can have like a understanding. It's the best way that I can tell you how I'm dealing with mine, because I'm still dealing with it. Haven't cried since, but which is a good thing. And I haven't felt sad since, let's put it like that. Not that I haven't cried, because you always can fight back the tears, but I haven't felt that sad since, we had that conversation. Which I am such a massive believer in talking things out. And I want to say thank you right now to Jazz, Normie TV, and Aging on Your Own Terms with Vicky, because they told me, create a video. You don't need to put it out, just create a video, and because that's the way how we express and just let it all out. And I find that after doing that, it was good. Now, obviously, if you're not on YouTube or you don't do social media or whatever, I'm not telling you to put your business out there. But if you just take up your camera and create a video for yourself and talk out all your feelings, because you might not want to go to somebody. You might not want to, you might not have that level of relationship with somebody that you feel 100% comfortable to just let it all out. Just create a video for yourself. You could delete it after. Talk out all your feelings. Don't care about rambling. Don't care about how it sounds. Don't care about anything. Just talk it out. Just get it out your system. Say why you're sad. Go through that. Why you're sad. Why it's hurting. What you're probably doing what action you're taking to get you out of your sadness. My action is, I got myself a lawyer, and we got ourselves a lawyer, and I joined a group. I'm part of a community that we're fighting for these rules to be changed, so that families aren't separated. And so I'm doing my part, because yes, you want change, but you also got to be willing to fight for it as well. You got to be willing to, if it is that you need to get over a situation because you're in an abusive relationship or you're in a toxic relationship, start planning how you're going to get out of that. Don't stay where you are in that sadness. That sadness will take the life out of you. So you've got to embrace those feelings. And at the same time, when you embrace those feelings, you also got to find a way out. And know that, yes, it's okay to feel sad, but what am I doing to get myself out of this sad state? What am I doing to change my situation so I don't have to feel like this ever again, or that I or no one else has to go through this again? And it might be just something, because I'm doing something that other families want for themselves, but you don't know, what are you doing for your situation? What you can do right now is talk about it with a friend. You never know if that friend is going through the same thing as you, or they see you and they see your pain and they just want you to open up to them. But my advice is, even if you don't pick up that camera and talk to yourself, and you could delete the video after. You don't have to save it. You don't have to post it anywhere. If you don't do that, find someone to talk to, or do it both. I was expressing myself to my friends, and because they know what I'm going through, and also to my group too. And in picking up that camera and just saying how I felt, how I'm feeling, and what I'm dealing with, it made me feel so much better after. But other than that, too, what I've also started about doing is my gratitudes on the morning. Because I found that in the past, when I did my gratitudes, no matter whatever state I was in, it always brought some sort of joy within me. So I started about doing my gratitudes. What I do too now is I keep myself busy. Because I find too that sadness will creep upon you. If your situation will be, if you're an overthinker like me, if you're some person, your brain doesn't ever shut down and it just talking, you will continuously bring that situation over and over in your head, and no matter what form or fashion it's in, it's just going to make you feel worse and worse. And you are not helping your situation if you are consistently just in a sad state all the time, 24/7. You're not doing yourself any justice. Remember, the rules of the universe is whatever you give out, you get back. You give out sadness, more sadness will come back to you, more sadness. If you give out sadness, but you top that sadness with more happiness than sadness, you would be able to bring what you want to you. I am a movie watcher, so I'll watch right now. Hook on SWAT, yeah, probably after all this time, but SWAT is on Netflix, and I'm hooked on SWAT. And I love to watch those types of movies, you know, action packed. I grew up with my uncle bringing home action tapes for us to watch, so and we used to watch all the Jet Lees and the Bruce Lees and the Kung Fu's, you know. So that's what I like to watch. And I'm not no drama girl. I don't like these soap operas. I can't handle those. I used to like Lifetime, and that depressed me. So I love action. I love a good action. I love, you know, a good police picture, a good CIA, a good FBI picture. I love those things. So find the thing that you love to do and do that. Do more of it. You know, I have a certain time in the evening time that I'll call my husband, we'll be talking, or he'll just be there on the phone. And I'll be watching my picture, and I have my two favorite things with me. My husband here, and, well, not physically here, but, you know, he's next to me on the phone. And he's on the phone, and my movie is playing in front of me. And that puts me in a good state, because you've got to also find what puts you in a good state. Because it's that good state and having a positive attitude, even though you're going through something hard now, that is going to set you up to get whatever it is and to change whatever your situation is in your favor. So it's like you're turning that knob in your favor. But that knob would never turn in your favor if you keep just stuck here in sad mode. You know, you can't keep stuck in sad mode. You gotta turn it to happy mode. Yes, we come back to sad sometimes, but we go to happy mode. When you do all those things, you let it out. You focus on what you're grateful for. You know, do more of the things that make you happy, and you know, you just don't wallow in that state, and don't get into negative conversations with people, or, you know, don't in it's okay to be frustrated, and it's okay to, you know, feel sad or frustration or stress or whatever. But my point to you in this video is, don't stay there. I don't stay there. I refuse to stay there. And I feel like what a lot of us do, and what I've done, I used to do in the past, is I'll stay there and I'll just lay up in my bed. Like if I was old Kimberly, I'll be in my bed right now, wrapped up in my pillow and wallow in my current situation. And crying and crying and crying. And crying and crying and crying. And crying and crying and crying. And feeling sad and sorry for myself. But I'm like, no, I gotta fight this thing. You know, let me find my community. Let me find people that are going through the same thing as me or similar. Let me find a friend that I can express to, that, you know, that will understand and get it. Let me, and that friend says, you know, like, let it out, you know, get your phone and really, really let it out, because you already know that that's your thing. Write out all your pain. I've done that in the past. So writing out my pain on a piece of paper. But whatever you do, get it out your system as much as possible. And even when it comes up, acknowledge it. Cry if you have to in that moment, but just don't stay there. Gratitude is a big help, and keeping yourself in good energy is a big help, because the more you're in that good positive state, you are going to get yourself closer to what you want. Another thing that I did the other day too, and when I was crying, I was like in a really bad cry. This is before I did the video, and it was like crying every day, and I basically cried, and then I was doing gratitudes, like if I already got, you know, what I wanted. And I was literally just doing my gratitudes and doing my gratitudes. And I found that when I was in that sad state, doing the gratitudes, like, oh, I'm so happy that I finally got my spousal visa, and you know, that everything worked out for me, and all family, you know, any family doesn't have to go through this anymore, and you know, and families are, you know, not ever separated ever again. And I just started to do some serious gratitudes, and that too helped me to get out of that state. Yeah, that's it. I hope this video helps you to not stay sad all the time, and to help you to be able to deal with your sadness. Because there's one day, if you keep up this fight of making sure you're more in the good space of happy, and you don't have to be overly happy. I don't mean like force it, you know, but you're doing things that you love, and you're doing those gratitudes, and you're, you know, you're just making sure that you're in a good state. Yes, put it like that. Making sure you're in a good state. Once you make sure that you are in that good state, the thing that you want has no choice but to come to you. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope this video helps you today to not stay being sad, but remember that good vibes brings you closer to what you want and what you would require to get out of that sad state that you're in. Change is here. Thank you guys for watching, and remember to be brave, be strong, and be you. Bye.